I stand frozen in Harrison Associates executive boardroom, watching my sister Maya Chen present my marketing strategy to the Chen Industries board, and I realize that the woman who borrowed my car this morning, who hugged me outside this building 30 minutes ago whispering, "You're going to be amazing in there, sister," is now using my 8 months of meticulous research about our family's traditional tea business in Myanmar to craft the perfect campaign pitch for the $50 million account I've been desperately trying to land since. I clawed my way up from intern to senior marketing director over 6 years of endless overtime and sacrificed relationships. The Chen family's heritage spans 5 generations of traditional tea cultivation in Myanmar, Maya says with perfect confidence, clicking through slides that showcase research I conducted during personal vacation time, interviews I arranged with elderly relatives in Yangon, cultural insights I gained from translating grandmother's handwritten letters that Maya claimed she was too busy to help with when I asked for assistance months ago. This isn't just about selling tea, it's about honoring a legacy while building bridges between Eastern tradition and Western markets. Board members nod appreciatively as Maya continues, by incorporating authentic Myanmar tea ceremony elements into the product launch, we create an experiential marketing campaign that resonates with both heritage consumers and luxury lifestyle demographics. Every word, every insight flows from her mouth as if she developed these concepts herself, as if she spent countless nights researching market trends, as if she personally traveled to Myanmar last year to understand cultural nuances that make our family's business special. Director Williams sits at the far end with obvious disappointment, and I can hear his thoughts. Where is the innovative thinking he expected from his protégé? Meanwhile, Maya's boyfriend Derek Morrison, a junior executive, smirks from the corner, and I suddenly remember how often he and Maya whisper together at company events, how Maya always seemed to know which clients I was pursuing, how she anticipated every strategic move I planned. The multimedia campaign will include partnerships with luxury hotels offering authentic Myanmar tea service experiences, Maya continues. And I recognize these exact words from the presentation draft I showed her last week when she offered to help proofread my work, claiming she wanted to support her big sister's career advancement. The realization hits like ice water. This isn't just Maya taking credit for my work, this is systematic. Long-term planning to destroy everything I've built while positioning herself as the family's marketing genius. I think about the past 3 months when Maya moved back home after her job, didn't work out, how grateful I felt for my sister's support, how she offered to help with research, how she seemed genuinely invested in my success. But now I see the truth. Maya has been systematically gathering intelligence, documenting my strategies, accessing my client files through assistant credentials I helped her obtain, positioning herself as helpful while building the foundation for my destruction. Questions? Maya asks with that childhood smile I remember from when teachers praised her for assignments she copied from me. Mr. Chen Sr. raises his hand. This cultural authenticity is exactly what we've been seeking. Miss Chen, how did you develop such deep understanding of our heritage practices? Family legacy is something you carry in your heart, Maya responds, weaving together stories from our grandmother's life, traditions from childhood visits to Myanmar, cultural details I shared during late-night conversations when I needed someone to understand the emotional complexity of marketing our heritage. The board exchanges approving glances, and I realize Maya has stolen my work and perfected it with emotional storytelling that makes her seem more authentic, more worthy of $50 million. Director Williams clears his throat. Sophia, I'm surprised you didn't prepare anything to add. This strategic thinking is exactly what we discussed for your VP promotion. My mouth opens, but no words come, because how do I explain that every brilliant insight Maya shared came from my research without sounding jealous? Sophia has been so supportive of my professional development, Maya says with perfect sincerity. She encouraged me to pursue this opportunity, shared her knowledge about company culture. I could never have prepared this without my sister's guidance. The twisted brilliance makes me dizzy. Maya has positioned my silence as generous mentorship rather than shocked betrayal, transforming my inability to speak into proof that I willingly supported her advancement over my own. As board members discuss implementation, I watch my sister accept congratulations for work representing everything I've sacrificed every weekend spent researching instead of dating. Every family dinner missed to analyze trends. Every vacation day used to build relationships with relatives who trusted me with their stories. Derek approaches Maya with flowers. He obviously prepared in advance, and I realize this entire moment has been choreographed by everyone except me. Thank you for believing in me, Sophia. Maya says with apparent sisterly affection. I know this means you won't get the VP promotion this quarter, but there will be other opportunities. Family has to support family, right? Her words sound like gratitude, but I hear the underlying message. She's won, I've lost, and she's framing my destruction as willing sacrifice. Everyone believes I chose to support my sister rather than fighting for the promotion I deserved. But I still don't understand how much worse things will get. 3 days after Maya's triumph, Director Williams calls me into his office with genuine concern mixed with something like fear. He slides a manila folder across his desk containing photocopies of emails between my personal account and Chen Industries board members. Correspondence I definitely didn't send, but that clearly shows me offering confidential pricing strategies in exchange for personal consulting contracts. These emails were discovered during routine security audit, Director Williams explains sadly. It found evidence of someone accessing confidential files outside normal hours, copying proprietary information, potentially sharing competitive intelligence. My hands shake reading correspondence that perfectly mimics my writing style. Even my tendency to use phrases like strategic alignment and cultural authenticity. Someone spent considerable time studying my professional patterns, learning to replicate my analytical approach and business vocabulary. This isn't real, I say, but even I hear how defensive it sounds. The evidence is overwhelming. These emails were sent from your account, file access logs, show your credentials, and the timeline corresponds exactly with your Chen Industries work. The timeline. Maya has been living at home for 3 months, borrowing my laptop, asking about my work because she was curious, offering to help organize files because she wanted to support her big sister's success. Maya had access to everything, my computer, my login information carelessly saved in browsers, my personal email never password protected from family. There's more, Director Williams continues, producing a recording device. Yesterday, Mr. Chen Sr. contacted us with concerns about your family's business relationship. He felt it inappropriate for you to offer personal consulting while working on his account through our firm. He presses play, and I hear my own voice discussing exactly the unethical arrangements described in fabricated emails, conversations I absolutely didn't have, but that sound completely authentic, recorded with perfect audio quality that could only have been created by someone with extended access to my speaking patterns. I've never had those conversations, I say desperately, but Director Williams shakes his head. I understand family-business relationships create complex situations, and pressure to succeed can lead to poor judgment. If you cooperate with our investigation, we might find resolution that doesn't involve criminal charges. Criminal charges. Maya hasn't just stolen my presentation, she's framed me for corporate espionage, created comprehensive evidence that could destroy my career, my reputation, potentially my freedom. You're terminated immediately, Director Williams says gently. You'll need to surrender your access card, laptop, and any proprietary materials. That evening, I find my parents at the kitchen table with family business documents spread like evidence in a criminal investigation. Maya has already shared her version of events, positioning herself as the concerned sister who tried to protect our family's reputation while I made dangerous decisions. Maya told us about what happened, my father says wearily. She said you've been trying to use our family connections to steal clients from your company. She showed us emails, my mother adds, sliding printed correspondence across the table showing me discussing opportunities to represent Chen Industries directly through our family company, potentially cutting traditional partners out of profitable expansion. These emails, like those at my office, perfectly replicate my style while describing arrangements I would never pursue because they would violate trust relationships. My grandfather and father spent decades building with traditional suppliers who depend on our honest business practices. Maya explained that you've been under tremendous pressure, my father continues, that you might have made poor decisions without understanding consequences for our family business. She's been helping us review partnership agreements to ensure we haven't violated contracts because of your professional problems. Maya has positioned herself as the family's protector while making me look like a threat to everything our ancestors built. There's going to be an investigation, my father says. Maya thinks it would be best if you stayed away from the family business until everything gets resolved. Maya has convinced our parents that I'm a threat to 5 generations of heritage business, that my presence might contaminate our reputation or expose them to legal liability. Maya has offered to take over international marketing temporarily, my mother says. Since she understands both heritage and modern strategies, she might be able to repair some damage from the email situation. Of course, Maya has offered to take over. She's systematically eliminated me from both my career and family business, positioning herself as the solution to problems she created. The next morning, my father sits with his head in his hands. Chen Industries called yesterday evening. They're concerned about doing business with our family because of your Harrison Associates situation. They think it might be conflict of interest or corporate espionage. Maya talked to them, tried to explain you were confused about business protocols, but they've decided to suspend orders until this gets resolved. Chen Industries, our largest client representing 30% of family business revenue, Maya has convinced them I'm a security risk while positioning herself to rebuild the relationship on her terms. 2 weeks later, my father has his first heart attack. Doctors say it's stress-related financial worry, family conflict, overwhelming pressure of salvaging business relationships that took decades to build. My mother blames me directly, standing in the hospital hallway with tears streaming. He's worked his entire life to honor our heritage, and you destroyed everything because you couldn't be satisfied with a good job. Medical bills combined with lost clients forced my parents to consider selling our heritage business to corporate buyers, who promise to maintain recipes but will definitely eliminate personal relationships and cultural authenticity that made our company special. Maya, meanwhile, has been dating Derek Morrison more seriously, and I discover his family owns Morrison Tea Imports, a competing company that specializes in exactly the international sourcing that could benefit enormously from access to our traditional suppliers and authentic Myanmar connections. 6 months after my termination, Maya and Derek announce their engagement, and Derek's parents begin discussing merger opportunities that would allow Morrison Tea Imports to expand into authentic Myanmar markets while providing our family financial stability to survive the crisis Maya created and positioned herself to solve. The merger happens 8 months later, with Maya as Director of Cultural Marketing and Derek as Operational Manager. My parents maintain small ownership, but no real control, and I watch our 5-generation business become a Morrison Tea Imports subsidiary, managed by my sister and her fiancé, who successfully position themselves as inheritors of our cultural heritage while I remain blacklisted and estranged. 1 year after the merger, Elena Vasquez from Harrison Associates calls with guilt in her voice. I found emails that I think you need to see. She meets me at a coffee shop with a folder containing correspondence between Maya and Derek dating back 18 months before my termination, comprehensive plans to steal my career, sabotage family relationships, and position themselves to control both my opportunities and our heritage business. We need to move carefully, Maya writes 6 months before moving home. Sophia trusts me completely, but she's smart enough to recognize sabotage if we're obvious. The key is making her think I'm supporting her while gradually building evidence of unprofessional behavior. Another email. Derek confirmed Harrison. Associates plans to promote Sophia if she lands Chen Industries. This is our opportunity. If I can access her research, I can present her work while making her look unprepared. The family business connection makes it perfect. I'll position myself as the sister who understands both marketing and heritage. The most devastating. Sophia still doesn't suspect anything. She's been sharing all research, asking for feedback, giving me computer access. I've created fake emails for corporate espionage, recorded conversations using voice modification software, established relationships with Chen Industries board members. When this is over, she'll be completely discredited. Our parents will trust me with family business, and Derek and I will have access to 5 generations of traditional supplier relationships. Elena watches me read with obvious distress. Maya showed me these months ago, but said they were part of a plan to help you learn from mistakes. She convinced me you were making dangerous decisions, that she was protecting both you and the family business from your poor judgment. Maya didn't just steal my work, she created an entire narrative about my mental instability that made my downfall seem inevitable and merciful. That evening, I drive to my parents' house to show them Elena's evidence, but Maya and Derek are planning their wedding with obvious excitement while my parents provide enthusiastic support. I need to talk to our parents privately, I say, but Maya's expression shifts to concern. I hope you're not going to upset them with more conspiracy theories, she says sadly. Dr. Martinez said part of your recovery might involve blaming others for your problems, but eventually you'll need to accept responsibility. Dr. Martinez, Maya has been telling people I'm receiving psychiatric treatment for delusions, that my accusations are symptoms of mental illness. Show them the emails, I say to Derek, but he looks confused. What emails? Maya has manipulated even her fiancé into believing a different story. The emails where you plan to steal my presentation and frame me for corporate espionage. I say, but even I hear how paranoid it sounds to people prepared to interpret my accusations as psychiatric symptoms. Sophia, my father says gently, Maya showed us emails you've been sending to her friends, very concerning messages claiming she's part of some conspiracy. Dr. Martinez thinks these paranoid thoughts are normal for your healing process, but they're frightening for people who love you. Maya has created fabricated emails making me look delusional, comprehensive documentation of my supposed breakdown that makes legitimate concerns look like psychiatric symptoms. I have proof, I say desperately, reaching for Elena's folder, but Maya intercepts with gentle concern. You can't keep bringing fake documents to family dinners expecting us to believe everyone's conspiring against you. These forged emails aren't real. Dr. Martinez warned us you might create evidence to support delusions, but we should respond with love rather than anger. Maya has anticipated my attempt to expose her manipulation, convincing everyone that any evidence I present will be fabricated proof of paranoid delusions rather than legitimate documentation of systematic sabotage. I stand in my parents' kitchen holding Elena's folder while my family looks at me with pity, and I finally understand Maya's complete psychological warfare. She hasn't just stolen my career, she's created alternate reality where I'm the villain, where every attempt to expose her becomes additional evidence of mental instability. I think you should leave, Derek says with concern for Maya's well-being. This confrontation isn't healthy when Sophia is still struggling with reality testing. 2 months later, I receive wedding invitations with notes from Maya expressing hope that I'll be healthy enough to attend and ready to move forward with forgiveness. The wedding is covered in business journals as traditional heritage meeting modern innovation, with Maya described as a brilliant marketer who successfully saved her family's traditional business while building bridges between Eastern heritage and Western markets. I don't attend. Instead, I spend that day driving through mountains near our childhood home, thinking about 5 generations who built our tea business through honest work, wondering if Maya ever loved me or spent our entire childhood planning to steal everything I would accomplish. The mountain road is slippery from rain, and I'm driving too fast, thinking too hard about everything lost and everything Maya gained through systematic manipulation. I should have known when Maya offered to help that she was planning to steal it, should have recognized the pattern from childhood. The last thing I remember is losing traction on wet mountain road, spinning out of control while rain pounds my windshield, and terrible clarity that Maya has won everything while I've lost everything, that she'll spend her life living in success stolen from me while everyone believes I destroyed myself through poor decisions and mental instability. Then I opened my eyes and realized I was sitting in my apartment wearing my favorite navy blazer, holding the presentation materials for the Chen Industries pitch, and my phone was buzzing with Maya's text. Can't wait to support you tomorrow, sister. I've prepared some backup slides just in case. The date read exactly 3 years earlier the morning before the presentation that would destroy my life. I stare at Maya's text with crystalline clarity that comes from having lived through absolute destruction and being given another chance. Can't wait to support you tomorrow, sister. I've prepared some backup slides just in case. Words that once seemed like loving support now read like a declaration of war, subtle announcement that Maya has positioned herself to steal my presentation while maintaining helpful family loyalty. The coffee stain on my kitchen counter is exactly where I remember, the same dark circle from nervous breakfast preparation. My presentation folder sits on the coffee table where I left it, after Maya offered to proofread my work, containing 3 years of cultural research, market analysis, and family heritage documentation that represents everything I've sacrificed to build my career. But this time, I understand what Maya's backup slides really are. My stolen research repackaged for her own presentation, enhanced with emotional storytelling, gathered from months of pretending to support my career, while systematically documenting everything needed to replace me. "I was foolish before," I whisper. "I won't make the same mistake twice." Instead of texting grateful acceptance, I respond with careful neutrality. "Thanks, but I've got everything handled. See you at the presentation." I delete every shared file, every collaborative document Maya has accessed through assistant credentials I helped her obtain. I change passwords, remove her email access, encrypt presentation files, and create backups she cannot access. Then I research Harrison's, Associates' biggest competitor, Sterling Marketing Group, the boutique firm specializing in international cultural campaigns. I remember James Park, Sterling's CEO, approaching me at conferences, expressing admiration for my work, and suggesting better opportunities at a firm that truly values innovative cultural marketing. I find James Park's contact information and remember his assistant Monica mentioning Sterling was seeking a creative director with Asian market expertise. At the time, I was focused on advancing at Harrison plus Associates, convinced that landing Chen Industries would prove my value to Director Williams. But now I understand Harrison, Associates was never right for my advancement, not because of my capabilities, but because Maya was systematically positioning herself to steal every opportunity while convincing everyone she was the more suitable cultural heritage representative. I draft careful email to James Park, expressing renewed interest in Sterling opportunities and suggesting confidential meeting to discuss how my cultural marketing expertise might align with their international expansion. I mention working on significant heritage campaign that demonstrates exactly the cultural insights Sterling values. While waiting for James's response, I create a completely new Chen Industries presentation using different strategic frameworks Maya has never seen. Instead of emphasizing traditional Myanmar ceremonies, I explore how contemporary Asian American identity influences luxury consumption, how third-generation heritage families navigate tradition and innovation, how authentic cultural marketing appeals to both heritage consumers and culturally curious mainstream markets. This accomplishes two objectives: demonstrates my ability to develop multiple sophisticated approaches, and makes Maya's stolen research irrelevant because she'll be presenting outdated frameworks while I showcase innovation she couldn't anticipate. I also installed discrete recording software to document Maya's sabotage attempt, both protecting myself professionally and gathering evidence that might eventually expose her systematic manipulation. James Park responds within 3 hours, expressing enthusiastic interest in meeting and suggesting dinner where we can discuss opportunities without attracting attention from industry colleagues. That evening, I meet James at Meridian, an upscale restaurant where marketing executives conduct confidential recruitment conversations. James is exactly as I remember, mid-40s, impeccably dressed, intellectually curious, genuinely passionate about marketing strategies that honor cultural authenticity while achieving commercial success. "Sophia, I've been watching your work for 2 years," he says over appetizers, consistently impressed by your ability to bridge traditional heritage with contemporary market opportunities. Sterling specializes in exactly this sophisticated cultural strategy, and I believe you could develop innovative approaches that would benefit both our international clients and your professional development. I'm intrigued. I respond carefully, but I'm currently committed to completing a significant project. Depending on how that progresses, I might be interested in exploring new opportunities. Of course, professional transitions should never compromise current obligations. But I want you to know, Sterling would be prepared to offer you creative director position with complete autonomy over cultural marketing strategies, 40% salary increase, and equity participation in international accounts you develop. 40% increase, equity participation, complete autonomy. Everything I dreamed of achieving at Harrison Associates, delivered by someone who recognizes my value without requiring me to sacrifice integrity or compete against family members systematically sabotaging my career. We spend the next hour discussing Sterling's approach to cultural marketing, their international client portfolio, their commitment to authentic heritage representation. James describes opportunities with luxury hotels, traditional craft manufacturers, heritage food companies, and cultural institutions needing sophisticated marketing strategies for contemporary audiences while honoring historical authenticity. By evening's end, I have clear understanding of how my career could develop at Sterling, what growth opportunities would be available, and how I could contribute to innovative strategies aligning with my expertise and values. More importantly, I have concrete alternative to the professional destruction Maya is planning. I return home feeling empowered rather than anxious, strategic rather than desperate, confident I can protect both current work and future opportunities regardless of what Maya attempts to steal. Maya texts again. I stayed up late perfecting those backup slides. I think Chen Industries will be so impressed with our collaborative approach. Family working together is always stronger than individual effort. Our collaborative approach. Family working together. Maya is already positioning tomorrow's presentation as joint effort, setting up narrative allowing her to steal my work while making it look like generous teamwork. I appreciate your enthusiasm. I text back, but I won't need backup slides tomorrow. I've prepared everything I need for successful presentation. This time, Maya won't catch me off guard. This time, I'll let her reveal exactly who she is to everyone watching, while I demonstrate what I'm capable of achieving when I protect my work from family members who view my success as threat to their advancement. Tomorrow, everything changes. I wake at 5 a.m. with focused energy that comes from having comprehensive plan to protect everything I've worked for while exposing systematic manipulation that destroyed my previous life. The presentation materials sit in 3 separate folders. Original research Maya has studied, deliberately flawed decoy presentation I'll use to set my trap, and sophisticated strategic framework I developed yesterday to demonstrate real capabilities. The decoy contains all cultural insights Maya expects, but with obvious gaps in implementation, weak market analysis, incomplete financial projections that would make any experienced professional realize additional work is needed. Maya will see these weaknesses as opportunities to add improvements and demonstrate superior strategic thinking, not realizing she's walking into carefully constructed demonstration of her willingness to steal and modify my work. But the real trap isn't just catching Maya's steal-injits, documenting her sabotage while building relationships with people who can offer better professional opportunities than Harrison Associates could provide. I arrive 2 hours early, implementing surveillance strategies that will capture every aspect of Maya's sabotage attempt. Recording software documents file access attempts, and I position my phone to record conversations when Maya realizes I haven't given her the complete access she expected. At 7:30, Maya texts, "Running late, but I'll be there in time to help you set up. I brought additional slides that will really strengthen your presentation." Additional slides? Maya spent the evening creating supplementary materials based on partial access to my research, probably developing emotional storytelling and cultural authenticity elements she believes will make her presentation more compelling. When Maya arrives carrying a leather portfolio with her backup slides, wearing a navy blazer almost identical to mine, subtle visual cue suggesting we're a professional team rather than sisters with competing interests, her smile is warm and genuinely affectionate. If I didn't know exactly what she was planning, I would believe she's simply excited to support my career advancement. "Sophia, you look nervous," she says with apparent concern, setting her portfolio on my desk. "I know this presentation is important for your promotion, so I wanted to make sure we have backup options if anything goes wrong." Our backup options. Maya is already speaking as if today's presentation is collaborative effort rather than my individual professional opportunity. "I appreciate your support," I respond carefully, "but I'm confident in the materials I've prepared. I won't need backup slides." Maya's expression shifts slightly, flash of frustration before she recovers supportive demeanor. "Of course, but sometimes presentations benefit from multiple perspectives. I've been thinking about our family's heritage all night, and I had some insights about cultural authenticity that might strengthen your strategic approach." Her insights are almost certainly my research repackaged with personal family stories that would make the presentation more emotionally compelling. Maya has always been skilled at taking others' ideas and enhancing them with narrative elements, making her seem more creative and culturally sophisticated. "What kind of insights?" I ask, activating phone recording. "Well, I was thinking about grandmother's stories about traditional tea ceremonies in Myanmar and how we could connect those cultural practices to modern luxury marketing strategies." Maya begins, and I immediately recognize my own research frameworks combined with family stories I shared during casual conversations. "That's interesting," I say neutrally, "but I've already incorporated cultural heritage elements. I don't think additional slides would be necessary." Maya opens her portfolio, pulling out printed materials clearly showing sophisticated market analysis, consumer psychology insights, and strategic implementation plans she couldn't have developed without extensive access to my research files. I just want to make sure you have options, sister. This account is so important for your career. The concern sounds genuine, but I see calculation in her eyes as she evaluates my resistance and tries to determine whether I'm simply nervous or have somehow discovered her plan. Maya, can I ask you something? I say, maintaining recording while leading her toward conversation that will expose real motivations. How did you develop such detailed strategic insights about Chen Industries? These slides look like they required significant research and professional experience. I've been learning so much from watching your work, she responds smoothly, and I spent time talking to some of our family's business contacts to understand their perspectives on heritage marketing. Plus, Derek has been sharing insights from his family's experience in the tea import business. Derek's family's experience? Maya just revealed she's been sharing confidential information about my client research with Derek Morrison, whose family owns a competing tea company that would benefit enormously from access to my strategic analysis and client intelligence. You've been discussing my work with Derek? I ask, and Maya realizes she's said too much. Not discussing exactly, she backtracks. Just general conversations about family business and marketing strategies, nothing specific or confidential. But I can see in her expression that she has been sharing specific confidential information, that her relationship with Derek involves systematic intelligence gathering about my professional activities that could benefit his family's competing business interests. At 8:15, Director Williams arrives and notices Maya's presence. Maya, I didn't expect to see you here this morning. Is everything all right? I wanted to support Sophia on such an important day, Maya responds with perfect sisterly devotion. I know how much this presentation means to her career advancement. That's very thoughtful, Director Williams says, but I can see he's surprised by Maya's involvement in what should be my individual professional opportunity. Sophia, are you ready for the 9 o'clock presentation? Absolutely, I respond confidently. I have everything I need. Maya glances at her portfolio with obvious frustration, realizing I'm not going to give her opportunity to present stolen research as collaborative family support. Director Williams, Maya says with apparent spontaneity, I hope it's all right that I'm here. I prepared some supplementary slides about our family's heritage that might add cultural authenticity to Sophia's strategic presentation. I know how important it is for Chen Industries to feel confident they're working with people who truly understand traditional heritage business practices. The manipulation is perfect. Maya has positioned herself as cultural resource rather than competing presenter, someone who can enhance my professional work while demonstrating her own expertise and commitment to family business success. Director Williams looks intrigued. That's an interesting approach. Sophia, do you plan to include family heritage perspectives in your presentation? This is the moment where, in my previous life, I gratefully accepted Maya's support and allowed her to position herself as collaborative partner. This time, I respond strategically. I've incorporated comprehensive cultural insights into my presentation framework. I say, but I believe it's important for Chen Industries to see that I can represent their heritage marketing needs independently, without requiring family consultation for every strategic decision. Maya's eyes flash with anger at my refusal to accept her positioning as cultural consultant, but she recovers quickly. Of course, I just thought that if questions arose about traditional practices, I could provide additional context. I appreciate the offer, I respond firmly, but I'm confident in my preparation and my ability to handle any questions about cultural authenticity or heritage marketing strategies. Director Williams nods approvingly at my professional confidence, and Maya realizes her attempt to insert herself into my presentation has been politely but definitively rejected. As morning progresses, I watch Maya grow increasingly frustrated, checking her phone repeatedly, exchanging texts with someone, probably Derek, clearly trying to figure out how to salvage her plan when I've refused to give her the collaborative platform she expected. At 8:45, James Park texts, "Looking forward to hearing how your presentation goes today. Sterling Marketing Group is prepared to move quickly on our discussion if you decide you're ready for new opportunities." I smile reading his message, realizing that regardless of what happens in the Chen Industries presentation, I have concrete alternatives that will allow me to advance my career without depending on Harrison associates, or allowing Maya to sabotage my professional development. Maya notices my smile. Good news? Just a supportive message from a colleague, I respond vaguely, and Maya's expression suggests she suspects I have backup plans she doesn't know about, professional relationships existing outside her surveillance and control. 5 minutes before the presentation, Maya makes final attempt to position herself as indispensable partner. Sophia, I know you said you don't need backup slides, but I'm really worried you might not have enough cultural depth to satisfy the Chen Industries board. Our family's heritage is so complex, and marketing professionals who aren't from traditional families sometimes miss important nuances. The insult is carefully crafted. Maya is suggesting that despite my professional expertise and cultural background, I lack authentic heritage knowledge she possesses, implying my marketing skills are inadequate without her family cultural consultation. Thank you for your concern, I respond calmly, but I'm confident my presentation will demonstrate both professional competency and cultural authenticity. As we walk toward the conference room, Maya realizes her systematic plan to steal my presentation has been completely neutralized by my refusal to give her access, collaboration opportunities, or backup presentation roles that would allow her to demonstrate supposedly superior cultural knowledge. But I know Maya won't give up easily, and I'm prepared for whatever desperate tactic she might attempt during the presentation itself. This time, instead of being her victim, I'll be documenting her manipulation while demonstrating my own professional capabilities to the people who truly matter for my career advancement. The conference room fills with Chen Industries board members, Harrison, associates executives, and competitive energy that comes from significant business opportunity. Maya sits in back, clutching her portfolio, looking like family member who came for moral support rather than someone who expected to play central role. Director Williams introduces me to the Chen Industries board, emphasizing my 6 years of experience, expertise in international marketing, and personal understanding of Asian heritage business practices. No mention of Maya, no suggestion this involves family collaboration beyond my individual professional capabilities. I begin my presentation with confidence, using deliberately flawed decoy materials to establish baseline expectations while secretly preparing to reveal my real strategic framework when Maya inevitably attempts to improve my work with stolen research and family. Heritage insights. Everything is going exactly according to plan. 20 minutes into my deliberately flawed presentation, I watch Maya's expression change from supportive concern to barely contained desperation as she realizes I'm presenting weak strategic analysis, incomplete market research, and superficial cultural insights that make me look professionally inadequate, while creating obvious opportunities for her to demonstrate superior knowledge and cultural authenticity. Her portfolio sits in her lap like a loaded weapon, filled with my stolen research and enhanced cultural storytelling she prepared to present as collaborative family support when my individual presentation proved insufficient. Chen Industries board members exchange confused glances as I describe generic heritage marketing strategies, lacking sophisticated cultural insights they expect from someone with my background. Mr. Chen Sr. looks particularly disappointed, clearly wondering why the marketing director who shares his family name seems to understand so little about traditional Myanmar tea business practices. Director Williams shifts uncomfortably, obviously surprised my presentation lacks the innovative thinking and cultural depth he expected after 6 years of professional development. Maya raises her hand tentatively, and I can see internal calculation as she decides whether to risk exposing her plan by volunteering to supplement my presentation with additional cultural insights demonstrating her superior understanding of heritage. Marketing. Excuse me, Maya says with apparent reluctance. I don't want to interrupt Sophia's presentation. But I'm wondering if I might be able to add some context about our family's traditional business practices that could help Chen Industries understand the cultural heritage elements Sophia mentioned. Perfect. Maya has just volunteered to steal my presentation in front of Director Williams, the Chen Industries board, and several other Harrison Point Associates executives who will witness her systematic attempt to replace my professional work with supposedly superior cultural knowledge. Maya, Director Williams says with obvious surprise, I appreciate your family perspective, but this is Sophia's professional presentation. I think it would be more appropriate to let her complete her strategic overview before considering additional input. Maya's desperation becomes more obvious as she realizes Director Williams won't give her the collaborative platform she expected, that her plan to position herself as indispensable cultural consultant depends on my presentation being inadequate enough to require family intervention. Of course, Maya responds with forced understanding. I just want to make sure Chen Industries gets the most comprehensive cultural insights possible. Sophia has been working so hard on this presentation, and I know she wants it to succeed. The subtle manipulation is designed to plant doubt about my cultural competency while positioning herself as supportive sister who possesses additional heritage knowledge that could strengthen my professional work if board members are interested in authentic family perspectives. Mr. Chen Sr. raises his hand. Miss Chen, I'm confused about your strategic approach to our heritage marketing challenges. Your presentation mentions traditional tea ceremony elements and cultural authenticity, but I don't see specific implementation strategies or market analysis that demonstrates understanding of how contemporary consumers relate to traditional heritage brands. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Instead of panicking or accepting Maya's offer to supplement my inadequate presentation, I activate laptop recording and prepare to reveal the sophisticated strategic framework I developed yesterday evening. Mr. Chen, thank you for that excellent question, I respond confidently. The materials I've presented so far were actually a preliminary overview designed to establish baseline cultural context. I'd like to share my complete strategic analysis, which addresses exactly the implementation and market positioning questions you've raised. Maya's expression shifts to confusion as I open a different presentation file and begin revealing strategic insights, market analysis, consumer psychology research, and cultural implementation plans she has never seen. Sophisticated professional work demonstrating exactly the innovative thinking and heritage marketing expertise Chen Industries needs for international expansion. Contemporary heritage marketing requires balance between cultural authenticity and market accessibility. I continue, clicking through slides showcasing detailed consumer research, competitive analysis, and strategic positioning frameworks, clearly requiring months of professional development and cultural investigation. Chen Industries isn't just selling tea, you're creating cultural experiences that allow modern consumers to connect with traditional heritage while expressing contemporary identity and sophisticated lifestyle choices. Board members lean forward with obvious interest as I describe strategic approaches to luxury heritage marketing that position traditional Myanmar tea practices as premium cultural experiences rather than nostalgic historical artifacts. Innovative campaigns that honor traditional craftsmanship while appealing to contemporary consumers who value authenticity, quality, and cultural sophistication. Maya stares at my presentation with growing horror, realizing I've developed comprehensive strategic frameworks she never had access to. Professional work demonstrating capabilities far beyond the research materials she studied and planned to steal. Her portfolio of stolen insights and enhanced family stories suddenly looks inadequate compared to the sophisticated marketing strategy I'm presenting. These implementation frameworks, Mr. Chen Sr. says with obvious admiration, demonstrate exactly the kind of cultural understanding and professional expertise we've been seeking. Ms. Chen, how did you develop such detailed insights into contemporary heritage consumption patterns? 6 years of professional experience in international marketing, I respond, combined with extensive research into Asian American cultural identity, luxury heritage branding, and traditional craftsmanship marketing that I've been developing specifically for heritage businesses like Chen Industries. Maya's hand shoots up again, and this time her desperation is obvious to everyone in the room. I'm sorry, but I have to say something. Sophia's presentation is very professional, but I think there are some important cultural elements she hasn't included. Family heritage insights that could strengthen the strategic framework she's developed. Director Williams looks annoyed. Maya, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but this is Sophia's professional presentation. If Chen Industries has questions about cultural authenticity, I'm confident Sophia can address them based on her professional expertise and personal heritage background. But I have additional slides, Maya insists, opening her portfolio. Cultural insights and family heritage information that Sophia asked me to prepare as backup materials in case the board wanted deeper cultural context. This is the moment where Maya reveals her stolen research and fabricated collaboration story, the culmination of her plan to replace my individual professional achievement with family cultural consultation that positions her as the more authentic heritage representative. I didn't ask Maya to prepare backup materials, I say clearly, ensuring my laptop recording captures every word. My presentation is complete, and I'm confident it addresses all the cultural authenticity and strategic implementation questions Chen Industries might have. Maya's eyes flash with anger as she realizes I'm not going to support her narrative about collaborative family preparation or emergency cultural consultation that would allow her to present stolen research as legitimate supplementary materials. Sophia, you know that's not true, Maya says with obvious frustration. We spent hours talking about cultural heritage elements and traditional family business practices. You asked for my help understanding grandmother's stories and traditional tea ceremony significance. We had casual family conversations, I respond calmly, but I developed my professional presentation materials independently, using my own research and strategic analysis. Maya, I think there might be some confusion about the difference between family discussions and professional collaboration. Board members exchange glances as they watch this unexpected family conflict unfold in the middle of what should have been straightforward marketing presentation, and I can see Director Williams trying to figure out how to handle the situation diplomatically while maintaining professional credibility with an important client. Maya pulls printed slides from her portfolio, materials clearly showing sophisticated strategic analysis and cultural insights she couldn't have developed without extensive access to my research files. These aren't just family conversations, Sophia. These are professional quality materials that demonstrate cultural understanding and heritage marketing expertise. Maya, I say gently but firmly, where did you get the market research data and competitive analysis that appear in those materials? Did you conduct consumer psychology studies? Did you analyze luxury heritage brand positioning strategies? Did you develop financial projections for international market expansion? Maya's face flushes as she realizes her stolen presentation materials contain professional research and strategic analysis she obviously couldn't have conducted herself. Means evidence she's been accessing my proprietary work without authorization and attempting to present my professional expertise as her own cultural insights. Director Williams stands up with obvious concern. I think we need to pause this presentation and address what appears to be some confusion about proprietary research and presentation materials. There's no confusion, I say, opening my computer files with confidence. I can show you exactly how I developed every element of my strategic analysis, including timestamps on research documents, communication records with industry sources, and development notes demonstrating my independent professional work over the past 8 months. Maya realizes she's been caught attempting to present stolen research as her own work, and her desperation transforms into obvious panic as she tries to figure out how to salvage a situation that has exposed her systematic manipulation in front of the people who matter most for both our professional futures. Sophia is just confused about our collaboration, Maya says desperately. We work together on cultural research and she's forgetting how much I contributed to understanding traditional heritage elements. Maya, Mr. Chen Sr. says with obvious disappointment, are you claiming that you contributed professional marketing research to your sister's presentation? Because the strategic frameworks we just reviewed clearly required extensive professional expertise and industry experience. Maya's answer will determine whether she admits to stealing my professional work or continues lying about collaborative family research while I have recorded evidence of her systematic sabotage and proprietary information theft. I just wanted to help my sister succeed, Maya stammers, and I watch her realize that every response will either expose her as a thief or a liar. That her plan to steal my career has collapsed into public humiliation in front of the most important professional audience either of us will ever face. Director Williams checks his watch. I think we need to reschedule this presentation to allow time for Harrison, associates, to review our internal procedures for proprietary research and presentation materials. But Mr. Chen Sr. shakes his head. Actually, I've seen enough to make our decision. Miss Sophia Chen's strategic analysis demonstrates exactly the professional expertise and cultural understanding that Chen Industries needs for our heritage marketing expansion. We'd like to move forward with her proposed framework. Maya stares in shock as the Chen Industries board approves my presentation while she sits in the back, clutching stolen research she never had opportunity to present. Her systematic plan to replace my professional achievement completely destroyed by her own desperate attempt to position herself as indispensable cultural consultant. However, Mr. Chen Sr. continues, we are concerned about potential security issues if there's confusion about proprietary research and presentation development. Chen Industries needs to work with marketing professionals who maintain clear boundaries around confidential client information. Director Williams nods grimly. Harrison, Associates takes information security very seriously. We'll investigate this situation immediately and ensure that all future work maintains appropriate confidentiality protocols. As the meeting ends with congratulations for my successful presentation and promises of contract negotiations, Maya remains frozen in her chair. Understanding that her attempt to steal my career has not only failed, but exposed her to potential consequences for accessing proprietary information and attempting to present stolen research as her own work. But her public humiliation is only the beginning of the justice I've planned for my sister. 3 hours after Maya's spectacular public humiliation, I sit in James Park's office at Sterling Marketing Group, signing an employment contract that offers everything I dreamed of achieving at Harrison Century Associates: creative director position, 40% salary increase, equity participation in international accounts, and complete autonomy over cultural marketing strategies for luxury heritage brands. Sophia, James says as I initial the final page, I've been watching your professional development for 2 years, and I'm thrilled you're ready to join Sterling. Your presentation strategy for Chen Industries demonstrates exactly the sophisticated cultural marketing our international clients need. How do you know about my presentation strategy? I ask with curiosity. Word travels quickly in our industry, especially when someone develops innovative approaches to heritage marketing. Several Chen Industries board members have business relationships with Sterling clients, and they were impressed enough with your work to recommend you for international opportunities that Harrison Associates probably couldn't support. James slides a folder across his desk containing client profiles for luxury hotels, traditional craft manufacturers, heritage food companies, and cultural institutions needing sophisticated marketing strategies to reach contemporary audiences while honoring historical authenticity. These are immediate opportunities where your expertise would be invaluable. Sterling specializes in exactly the kind of work you've been developing, and we have international partnerships that could expand your career in ways that would never be possible at a traditional corporate firm. I scan through client profiles representing everything I hope to achieve: authentic cultural campaigns, international expansion strategies, heritage brand development, and sophisticated consumer psychology research that honors traditional practices while building modern business success. When can I start? I ask. How about Monday morning? James suggests. That gives you time to complete any outstanding obligations at Harrison Associates, while allowing us to begin planning your integration with our international team. Monday morning. In 5 days, I'll be working at a company that values my expertise, offers genuine advancement opportunities, and provides professional relationships based on mutual respect rather than family manipulation and systematic sabotage. James leans back in his chair with obvious satisfaction. Sophia, I want you to know that Sterling Marketing Group is prepared to support your professional development in ways that go far beyond traditional employment. We're planning to establish an Asian heritage marketing division with you as director, focusing specifically on authentic cultural campaigns for traditional heritage businesses that need sophisticated international expansion strategies. Asian Heritage Marketing Division, Director. James Park is offering me the opportunity to build my own professional specialty within a respected firm to develop innovative marketing approaches that honor cultural authenticity while achieving commercial success. There's something else, James continues, producing another folder. Chen Industries has expressed interest in working directly with Sterling Marketing Group for their international expansion, specifically requesting your leadership on heritage marketing strategies that go beyond their domestic account needs. Chen Industries wants to work with me directly, outside of Harrison Associates, recognizing that my professional expertise and cultural insights are valuable enough to justify changing marketing firms to access my strategic capabilities. They were that impressed with my presentation? Mr. Chen Sr. told me your strategic framework represents exactly the kind of professional cultural marketing Chen Industries needs for international expansion. He was also concerned about the security and professionalism issues that arose during your presentation, and he feels Sterling Marketing Group would provide better confidentiality and strategic support for their heritage marketing needs. Maya's attempt to steal my presentation has backfired so completely that Chen Industries now views Harrison Associates as unprofessional and potentially insecure, preferring to work with Sterling specifically because they want to continue working with me without the family conflicts and proprietary information issues my sister created. That afternoon, I returned to Harrison Associates with printed copies of every email, recorded conversation, and documented file access that proves Maya's systematic sabotage and proprietary information theft. Director Williams reviews my evidence with obvious shock and disappointment. Sophia, this documentation suggests Maya has been systematically accessing your confidential files and sharing proprietary information with outside parties. Director Williams says grimly, "This is serious enough to warrant legal action for corporate espionage and potential prosecution for theft of trade secrets." I don't want to pursue criminal charges against my sister, I respond carefully. But I do want Harrison Associates to understand that Maya's behavior represents ongoing security threats rather than isolated family conflicts. Director Williams nods with understanding. We'll terminate Maya's access credentials immediately and review all client communications to determine whether any additional proprietary information has been compromised. We'll also contact Derek Morrison's family business to ensure they understand the legal implications of possessing Harrison Associates' confidential research and strategic analysis. Maya's systematic plan to steal my career and infiltrate our family business with Derek Morrison's competing tea import company has exposed both of them to serious legal liability while destroying their credibility within the marketing industry and traditional heritage business community. Director Williams, I say, I also need to inform you that I'll be transitioning to Sterling Marketing Group next week. James Park has offered me opportunities for international heritage marketing that align better with my professional development goals. I'm disappointed to lose you, Director Williams responds honestly, but I understand why you'd want to pursue opportunities that provide better support for your cultural marketing expertise. Sterling Marketing Group has an excellent reputation for international heritage campaigns. He pauses thoughtfully before continuing, Sophia, I want you to know that your presentation this morning was exceptional professional work, and Maya's attempt to interfere with your individual achievement was completely inappropriate. I should have recognized the security risks of giving family members access to confidential client research. That evening, I drive to my parents' house for what I know will be a difficult but necessary conversation about Maya's systematic manipulation and the evidence I've gathered of her attempts to steal my career while sabotaging our family's business relationships. I find my parents in the kitchen, reviewing business documents with expressions of confusion and concern that immediately tell me Maya has already begun implementing damage control strategies, probably positioning my successful presentation and career transition as evidence of betrayal against family loyalty and traditional heritage values. Sophia, my father says with obvious disappointment, Maya told us that you humiliated her at your presentation today, that you refused to acknowledge her contributions to your research and cultural understanding. Papa, I say gently, producing the folder of evidence I've prepared for this conversation, I need to show you exactly what Maya has been doing over the past 3 months and why her behavior today represented corporate espionage rather than family support. I spend the next hour walking my parents through documented evidence of Maya's systematic access to my confidential files, her coordination with Derek Morrison to share competitive intelligence with his family's tea business, her fabrication of collaborative research she planned to present as her own work, and her attempts to position herself as cultural consultant while stealing proprietary information. These emails, my mother says with growing horror, show Maya discussing our family's traditional suppliers and business practices with Derek's family. She's been sharing information that could help Morrison Tea Imports compete against our heritage business. And these recordings, my father adds grimly, prove that Maya has been lying about her collaboration with Sophia while planning to steal professional work and present it as her own cultural insights. My parents' disappointment transforms from anger at my supposed betrayal of family loyalty to shock at Maya's systematic manipulation and exploitation of family trust for personal professional advancement at the expense of both my career and our traditional heritage business. What do we do now? My father asks with obvious exhaustion. You protect our family's heritage business from people who would exploit it for personal gain, I respond firmly. Maya and Derek Morrison have been working together to access our traditional supplier relationships and cultural business practices for their own competing company. They're not building heritage businesses, they're stealing heritage from families who earned it through generations of honest work. That evening, my parents confront Maya and Derek at our family home, presenting evidence of their systematic manipulation and demanding explanations for behavior that violated both family trust and business ethics. Maya calls me at midnight, sobbing with a combination of anger and desperation that tells me her carefully constructed manipulation has collapsed completely. Sophia, you've destroyed everything. She cries into the phone. Our parents hate me, Derek's family is threatening legal action, and no one in the marketing industry will hire me after what happened today. Maya, I respond calmly, you destroyed yourself by choosing to steal rather than building your own capabilities, by exploiting family trust rather than earning professional respect, by viewing my success as a threat rather than inspiration for your own development. I just wanted to succeed like you, she says desperately. Maya, you didn't want to succeed like me. You wanted to succeed instead of me, using my work, my research, my cultural insights, and my family relationships as stepping stones for your own advancement while destroying everything I built through 6 years of professional dedication. She hangs up without responding, and I realize Maya still doesn't understand the difference between earning success and stealing it, between family support and family exploitation, between collaboration and sabotage. 2 weeks later, Maya and Derek Morrison's engagement is quietly canceled when Derek's family realizes their association with Maya exposes them to legal liability for corporate espionage and theft of trade secrets. Maya moves out of our parents' house and takes a low-level marketing position at a small firm that doesn't specialize in cultural heritage campaigns. Meanwhile, I'm building the Asian Heritage Marketing Division at Sterling Marketing Group, working with international clients who value authentic cultural campaigns and developing professional relationships based on mutual respect rather than family obligation or competitive manipulation. Chen Industries becomes Sterling's anchor client for international heritage marketing, and Mr. Cleason Chen Sr. personally recommends my services to other traditional heritage businesses that need sophisticated cultural marketing strategies for contemporary market expansion. But the greatest victory isn't professional success or family vindication, it's the understanding that I never again have to choose between family loyalty and professional integrity, because true family relationships don't require sacrificing individual achievement for collective harmony. 18 months after Maya's spectacular attempt to steal my career collapsed into public humiliation and corporate espionage charges, I stand in my corner office at Sterling Marketing Group's Asian Heritage Marketing Division, reviewing client proposals that represent everything I dreamed of achieving when I started my marketing career. The wall behind my desk displays framed certificates from successful international campaigns, thank you letters from heritage businesses that expanded into global markets through my cultural marketing strategies, and photographs from traditional tea ceremonies in Myanmar where I traveled with Chen Industries to develop authentic cultural partnerships. My assistant Monica knocks on the door with obvious excitement. Sophia, the Myanmar Heritage Foundation just approved your proposal for their International Cultural Exchange Program. They want you to develop marketing strategies for traditional craft artisans who are interested in expanding to American luxury markets while maintaining authentic cultural practices. The Myanmar Heritage Foundation project represents the perfect convergence of my professional expertise and personal cultural heritage, an opportunity to help traditional artisans build sustainable businesses that honor ancestral practices while achieving financial independence in contemporary global markets. Monica, please schedule planning meetings with the foundation board for next week. I respond, I want to begin with comprehensive research into traditional craft practices and market positioning strategies that honor cultural authenticity while appealing to contemporary luxury consumers. As Monica leaves, James Park appears in my doorway with the kind of satisfied expression I've learned to associate with major business announcements or strategic opportunities that will expand Sterling Marketing Group's international reputation. Sophia, he says, settling into the chair across from my desk, I have some news that I think will interest you. The International Cultural Marketing Association has selected you for their Rising Leader Award, recognizing your innovative work in heritage brand development and authentic cultural campaigns. The Rising Leader Award represents recognition from industry professionals who understand the sophisticated balance required to honor cultural heritage while achieving commercial success. Acknowledgement that my approach to cultural marketing creates value for both traditional heritage businesses and contemporary consumer markets. The award ceremony is in 3 months, James continues, and the association has asked you to deliver the keynote presentation on authentic heritage marketing in global consumer markets. It's an opportunity to establish yourself as the leading expert in cultural marketing for traditional heritage businesses. 3 years ago, I was struggling to secure one client account at Harrison Associates, while Maya systematically sabotaged my career and stole my research. Now I'm being recognized as an industry leader whose innovative approaches to heritage marketing are setting standards for authentic cultural campaigns that honor tradition while building contemporary business success. James, I say with genuine gratitude, thank you for believing in my capabilities before I understood them myself, for creating opportunities that allowed me to develop expertise that honors both professional excellence and cultural heritage. Sophia, James responds with obvious warmth. Your success benefits everyone, Sterling Marketing Group, our international clients, traditional heritage businesses that need sophisticated marketing support, and the marketing industry as a whole. You've proven that cultural authenticity and commercial success aren't competing priorities, they're complementary strategies that create sustainable value for businesses and communities. After James leaves, I spend the afternoon reviewing client progress reports and strategic development plans that demonstrate how authentic cultural marketing creates long-term business relationships rather than short-term promotional campaigns. Chen Industries has expanded into 6 international markets using heritage marketing strategies that position traditional Myanmar tea practices as premium cultural experiences. The Myanmar Heritage Foundation's Craft Artisan program has helped 12 traditional artists develop sustainable export businesses that maintain cultural authenticity while achieving financial independence. 3 luxury hotels have implemented cultural heritage programming that attracts sophisticated travelers while supporting traditional communities and preserving ancestral practices. Every client's success represents validation that my approach to cultural marketing creates authentic value rather than superficial cultural appropriation, that heritage businesses can achieve contemporary success while honoring traditional practices, and that my professional expertise contributes to preserving cultural traditions while building economic opportunities for heritage communities. At 6 o'clock, James appears in my doorway again, but this time his expression combines professional satisfaction with something that looks remarkably like nervous anticipation. Sophia, he says, checking his watch, would you be interested in discussing the Myanmar Heritage Foundation project over dinner? I have some strategic ideas that might enhance your cultural exchange program proposal. Over the past 18 months, James and I have developed a professional relationship based on mutual respect, shared values about authentic cultural marketing, and obvious intellectual compatibility that makes our collaboration both productive and genuinely enjoyable. But lately, I've noticed that our professional discussions extend into personal conversations about cultural heritage, family traditions, travel experiences, and life perspectives that suggest our connection transcends typical employer-employee relationships. I'd enjoy that, I respond. And James's smile tells me he's been hoping for this invitation to explore whether our professional partnership might develop into something more personal and meaningful. We drive to Monsoon, an elegant restaurant that specializes in contemporary Asian cuisine prepared with traditional techniques and authentic cultural ingredients. James has obviously chosen this location thoughtfully, selecting a dining environment that reflects the sophisticated balance between heritage, authenticity, and contemporary innovation that characterizes both our professional work and our personal approach to honoring cultural traditions while Embracing modern opportunities. Sophia, James says over appetizers, I want you to know that your work over the past 18 months has exceeded every expectation I had when I recruited you from Harrison Associates. But more than that, getting to know you as a person, your dedication to cultural authenticity, your integrity in business relationships, your commitment to helping heritage businesses succeed has been one of the most rewarding aspects of building Sterling's international division. James, I respond honestly, working with Sterling Marketing Group has allowed me to develop expertise that honors both my cultural heritage and my professional ambitions. But working with you specifically has taught me that professional relationships can be based on mutual respect and shared values rather than competition or manipulation. I've been thinking about that, James says, his tone shifting from professional to personal, and I've realized that what I admire most about you isn't just your professional capabilities, although those are exceptional. It's your ability to maintain authenticity and integrity even when facing family conflicts and professional challenges that would have destroyed most people's careers and personal relationships. He pauses thoughtfully before continuing. I watched you handle Maya's systematic sabotage with grace and strategic intelligence, rather than anger or vindictiveness. You protected your work and your opportunities while exposing her manipulation, but you didn't destroy her out of spite or revenge. That kind of character is rare in business, and it's even rarer in personal relationships. James, I say carefully, are you saying that your interest in my work extends beyond professional collaboration? I'm saying that over the past 18 months, I've fallen in love with your intelligence, your integrity, your cultural sophistication, and your approach to building success without compromising your values? He responds with obvious vulnerability. I've been hoping that you might be interested in exploring whether our professional partnership could develop into something more personal and lasting. I've been hoping for the same thing, I admit, and James's relief is obvious and endearing. Sophia, I want you to know that my feelings for you developed completely independently of our professional relationship. Sterling Marketing Group's success depends on your expertise, but my personal interest in you is based on who you are as a person, not what you contribute to the company. I know that, I respond with confidence, because you supported my career development even when it required significant investment without guaranteed returns, because you created opportunities for my advancement that benefited me more than Sterling, because you've never used professional leverage to pressure me for personal attention or romantic consideration. James reaches across the table and takes my hand with obvious tenderness. Sophia, I've been waiting for the right moment to tell you how I feel, but I also wanted to make sure that your career was completely secure and independent before introducing romantic complications. My career is secure because you helped me build it, I say, squeezing his hand. But my feelings for you developed because of who you are, not what you've done for my professional advancement. We spend the rest of dinner discussing our shared interests in cultural heritage preservation, international travel, traditional art and music, family relationships, and life perspectives that reflect our compatible values about balancing professional success with personal authenticity and cultural responsibility. By the end of the evening, James and I have acknowledged that our professional partnership has grown into something deeper and more personal, a romantic relationship based on mutual respect, shared values, intellectual compatibility, and genuine affection that developed naturally over 18 months of working together while maintaining appropriate professional boundaries. 6 months later, James and I announce our engagement at the International Cultural Marketing Association Conference, where my keynote presentation on authentic heritage marketing receives standing ovation from industry professionals who recognize my innovative approaches to cultural campaigns as setting new standards for heritage business development. Maya sends a congratulatory card that says, "I'm happy for your success, sister. I hope you found the happiness that you deserve." But she doesn't attend the engagement party, and I don't expect her to participate in wedding planning or family celebrations that she would view as reminders of everything she lost when her systematic manipulation collapsed. But I don't need Maya's participation or approval to build the kind of life that honors both professional achievement and personal authenticity, because true success doesn't require permission from people who tried to steal it. 2 years after our engagement announcement, I stand in the traditional Myanmar cultural center we've rented for our wedding ceremony, wearing a traditional H-domain silk longi that belonged to my great-grandmother, combined with contemporary jewelry that James selected to honor both heritage tradition and modern celebration of our partnership. The wedding venue showcases traditional Myanmar cultural elements, alongside contemporary luxury touches that reflect our commitment to honoring ancestral practices while embracing contemporary opportunities for happiness and success. My parents beam with obvious pride as they watch me prepare for a ceremony that represents everything they hoped I would achieve: professional success that honors cultural heritage, a loving marriage based on mutual respect and shared values, and personal happiness that comes from building authentic relationships rather than competing for limited family approval or professional advancement. Sophia, my mother says with tears of joy, your great-grandmother would be so proud to see you wearing her hate-mane for a wedding that celebrates both traditional heritage and contemporary love. She would also be proud, my father adds, to see how you've built a career that honors our family's cultural traditions while helping other heritage businesses achieve international success. The past 2 years have allowed my parents to understand fully how Maya's systematic manipulation damaged both my career and our family's business relationships. While my success at Sterling Marketing Group and my engagement to James demonstrate that authentic achievement creates lasting value rather than temporary advantages built on theft and sabotage, Chen Industries has become Sterling Marketing Group's most successful international client, with heritage marketing campaigns that have expanded their traditional Myanmar tea business into 12 global markets while maintaining cultural authenticity and supporting traditional supplier communities. The Myanmar Heritage Foundation's Craft Artisan program has grown into a comprehensive cultural exchange initiative that helps traditional artists build sustainable export businesses while preserving ancestral practices and cultural knowledge. James appears at my side wearing a traditional Myanmar groom's costume that he learned to wear properly by studying with traditional cultural consultants, demonstrating his commitment to honoring my heritage while contributing his own authentic cultural appreciation rather than superficial appropriation. Sophia, he says with obvious emotion, are you ready to begin our life together? I've been ready since you first believed in my capabilities and created opportunities for me to develop professional expertise that honors both cultural authenticity and contemporary innovation. I respond honestly. The wedding ceremony combines traditional Myanmar cultural elements with contemporary celebration of partnership and mutual commitment, reflecting our shared approach to honoring heritage traditions while building contemporary relationships based on authenticity, respect, and genuine affection. Maya does not attend our wedding, but she sends a gift, a traditional Myanmar tea set, with a note that says, "For building success through authentic heritage rather than stolen opportunities. I hope you found the happiness that comes from earning what you achieve." The gift represents Maya's acknowledgement that my success comes from authentic professional development rather than systematic theft, that my marriage is based on mutual respect rather than manipulation, and that my happiness results from building genuine relationships rather than exploiting family loyalty for personal advancement. 6 months after our wedding, James and I announced that we're expecting our first child, a daughter who will grow up understanding that cultural heritage and contemporary opportunities are complementary rather than competing priorities, that professional success comes from developing authentic capabilities rather than stealing other people's work, and that family relationships should support individual achievement rather than demanding sacrifice of personal dreams for collective approval. 1 year after our daughter's birth, Sterling Marketing Group opens offices in Yangon and Bangkok to support our growing portfolio of Southeast Asian heritage businesses that need sophisticated international marketing strategies while maintaining cultural authenticity and traditional practices. I travel regularly to Myanmar with our daughter, teaching her about traditional tea cultivation, cultural ceremonies, ancestral practices, and family heritage, while demonstrating that cultural appreciation and contemporary professional success can coexist beautifully when approached with respect, authenticity, and genuine commitment to honoring both tradition and innovation. Maya's attempt to steal my career and exploit our family's heritage for her own advancement has become a cautionary story within our extended family and traditional business community, a reminder that cultural heritage requires respectful stewardship rather than opportunistic exploitation, and that sustainable success comes from building authentic capabilities rather than stealing other people's work. But I don't spend time thinking about Maya's failures or feeling vindictive about her struggles, because my life has become everything I hoped to achieve when I first started developing expertise in cultural marketing: professional success that honors heritage traditions, a loving marriage based on mutual respect and shared values, family relationships that support rather than sabotage individual achievement, and personal happiness that comes from building authentic success rather than competing for limited opportunities. In my first life, I gave everything to people who saw my generosity as weakness and my trust as opportunity. I let Maya steal my work because I thought family loyalty meant sacrificing my success for hers, sharing everything I accomplished because I believed that cultural heritage created obligations to prioritize family advancement over individual achievement. But I learned that the greatest revenge isn't destroying your enemies, it's building a life so beautiful that their betrayal becomes irrelevant, so successful that their manipulation looks petty and desperate by comparison, so authentic that their theft seems pathetic rather than threatening. Maya spent years planning to steal my career, but she never understood that real success can't be stolen because it comes from character, integrity, and authentic capabilities that can't be copied or transferred. She could steal my research, access my files, and sabotage my presentations, but she couldn't steal my ability to develop innovative strategies, build genuine professional relationships, or create value for clients who need sophisticated cultural marketing expertise. True love and real family don't require you to diminish yourself. They celebrate your achievements and protect your dreams while building their own success through honest work and authentic relationships. My daughter will grow up understanding that she can honor cultural heritage while building her own professional success, that family relationships should support rather than sabotage individual achievement, and that authentic success comes from developing her own capabilities rather than stealing other people's work or exploiting family connections for personal advancement. This is the complete victory, not Maya's destruction, but my construction of a life so beautiful, successful, and authentic that her systematic manipulation becomes nothing more than a distant memory of obstacles that taught me to value genuine relationships, protect authentic work, and build success through integrity rather than competition. Maya wanted to steal my place in the family business and marketing industry, but she ended up teaching me that my real place was never something that could be stolen. It was something I had to build through my own authentic capabilities, professional development, and commitment to creating value for people and businesses that genuinely appreciated cultural expertise and innovative marketing strategies. The greatest revenge is happiness that can't be stolen, success that can't be copied, and love that can't be manipulated. And Maya's systematic attempt to destroy my life ultimately freed me to build exactly that kind of authentic, unshakable foundation for lasting achievement and genuine fulfillment.